Another week of mindset, vital. Good morning, everyone. I'm Noam. Here we are, April 14th, 2025, Monday Mastermind, all about mindset today, going over another week of mindset, vital, key, critical element to your success. So happy to have everybody back. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Thank you all for tuning in. I see we got a lot of folks. Sandra, I see you got a number of folks on your crew. What's up, everybody out there? How you doing? So yeah, wherever you're at, I hope you guys are everybody's doing good, feeling rested up. It's going to be another great week. Every week the days get longer. Every day, every freaking day the days get longer. It's like pretty soon it's going to add up to so many more sales a day. It's crazy. So last week was really cool. We talked about mindset. It went on and on and on. We went over an hour because we just kept going. I'm going to try to make today a little shorter. So, we're trying to make these like 40 minutes. So, but hey, when everybody's so excited, you just can't quit. That's a good feeling, right? So, but I'm pumped to go on deeper on mindset because, what really separates like a new rep and a good rep and a seasoned rep, is mindset, right? There's only so many sentences you say at every door. There's only so many comebacks. There's only so many openers. There's only so many, retorts to the objections that we give. There's lots. If you broke every single line that you might say down of every variable, maybe there's 1,000 varieties of what you'd say at the door of one-liners. But eventually you just get them all down. You don't even think about them. You don't have to remember them. When the dude says, okay, let me talk to my wife, it just comes out of your mouth. You're already overcoming the objection. When he says, well, yeah, but XYZ, you're already, it's just happening, right? Your muscle memory of your mouth, it just does it. So once you get that down, which we're always all getting a little better. And as soon as we get it, we decide, hey, well, what if I changed my pitch and I said this instead, right? So that's never ending. But the difference of if you had two guys that were exactly the same, they could say every line the same, they could come back just as fast. They said it with the same inflection and the same tone and the same eye contact and the same body language and the same clothes and the same, everything was the same. If one guy just kind of goes out and like sees what happens today, and one dude has a total mindset, a vision. He's locked in, they're locked in on what they're doing. They got their goals. They know how many I need today. They know that no matter what happens, I'm going to control what I can control. And I don't even need to know what I can't control because it's so little importance to me that because I can't control it, why would I even think about it? Like, who cares, right? And that guy's going to go out and get whatever, 6 to 12 today. And the guy who kind of goes and just gets to the neighborhood and then once you're there, look around and see where should I start, and and oh my God, I forgot my nut bar, and I got to call the guy because I left something in the in the Blitz van or whatever. Like you're just not going to get the same amount per day, right? All that extra energy is just going to who knows where. When the other dude just goes there and like bam, 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 closing doors, right? So to me, the mindset is huge. If you can say every line perfect and you know the pitch inside and out and you know every technical thing about fiber internet, but the mindset is never there, you're just you're doing, you're hurting yourself. You're unnecessarily preventing yourself from fulfilling your potential of how many doors you can close and how many sales you can do, right? So I want to be able to help everybody overcome whatever it is inside of yourself that is preventing you from getting that mindset rearranged. Let's get it rearranged because then you can do exactly what you're doing now, but just change what's going on in your mind. And when you do it, you're going to reap more out of it. You're going to get more sales that go in that stay on, they get installed and stay on and get paid. And I've seen it time and time again. And it's just like your business, whether it's this business or any business, it's always a direct reflection of yourself. So if you're having a rough month and you're getting back to people's emails slow, well, business goes slow. If you're like really on top of it and you're up at 5 a.m. and you're just like crushing it and people can't even, reply to you fast enough because you just like fire right back or whatever, like you're going to get more done by the end of the year, right? So mindset is huge. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things today, deeper on mindset than last week. This gets more personal, to be honest. So, I'm going to ask you to think about yourself a little bit today and like, where you are now, where you want to go. How do you get through the threshold of where you are now, where you want to be? You know, you're gonna have to figure that exactly for yourself, but I'm gonna try to give some stepping stones to help everybody get there. Hey, before we get started on all this, I did have a question from last week. Did anybody go buy the orange juice, the orange essential oil, or anything like that, and to try it? Did you have results? Anybody try that? Just curious. We got Sandra coming up. She's not talking, but she's doing something. Anybody orange juice up? And if you missed it last week, I think Sandra's trying to get off mute, but if you missed it last week, I was talking about orange essential oil. Smells like a spa. So if you take some in the field and you just put a little on the inside of your wrists, not enough that anybody can really tell that you're wearing orange essential oil, but just a little subliminal amount. When you open the door and they get that waft, they can't even stop it. They don't even know what happened, but their limbic brain tells them they went to a resort spa and they should relax now and the robes are coming and do you want the massage or the hot tub first or whatever, right? Their brain automatically relaxes. It can't not do it. It's physically impossible, chemically impossible. So orange essential oil, the orange juice, is going to help you. I think Sandra do you want to tell us something, Sandra? Because you're smiling, you're doing something. Maybe you're just texting. I don't know what you're doing, but you can't get off mute. Is that your problem?
So I was just sending out the link because you got some really great stuff that you're going over, and so I want to make sure that I have everybody in here.
Did you guys try the orange juice?
Not yet, but we have a trip this weekend to go get it. So
yeah, just any like Heb has it in Texas for sure. Walgreens like might even have it, you know. Like, a lot of places have orange essential oil. Yeah. Yeah, well, get it. I want to hear results because I if I didn't think it was going to make you guys more sales, I wouldn't have mentioned it, right? It's super weird, but like I have never once given it to a guy who didn't come back and they were like, dude, that totally freaking works. And once I've shown anyone and they start, they just keep doing it because it works. So please go spend $8, get yourself 7,000 drops of orange essential oil and use 2 at a time a day, and you will get more sales, right? Because people are going to be more relaxed with you because the smell is going to make them more relaxed with you, whether they want to or not. So whatever they were going to answer the door at, their level of intensity, it's going to go down when they smell that orange. Then you're going to ultimately have a little more control over the inner subconscious game. And for me, this is a huge part of mindset because I know that before they even open the door, I already have an advantage on their brain. Like I'm already affecting their brain chemistry in a subconscious way that they can't even tell is happening before they've even opened the door. I'm already ahead, right? And so I'm opening the door knowing I've already got a one up. It's like, you know, we're going to do a race for 100 yards, but they're going to let me start at 40 yards and we both start at the same time. Like, duh, you know, so everything you can do in your mind to know I have the massive upper advantage on whoever this is, you know, not in an aggressive or mean way, but just simply like we have a great deal. It's cheaper and faster and better than what they have, period. I smell like it's relaxing as crap to talk to me. Like what, you know, you just have everything wrapped in your corner, right? So they have the least amount of chance to give you an objection that you can't overcome because they're immediately like flowing in your direction, right? So this to me, knowing that in my mind, totally helps for the mindset. So orange juice. Give me some results. And the other thing, guys, too, to let you know is I'm currently packing up right now. So I've got all my stuff laid out in the other room on the floor. I've got, and we can talk about that, but I'm going to go knock for 2 weeks. So I'm going to be out sometime this week and I'm going to knock 2 weeks. So next week I'll be, oops, hold on. Let me get my little foot thingy down here. Next week, I'll be in the field, probably the next week as well, while we're doing this call. So we'll see how I'm actually doing. You'll get to see, does Noam actually go out there and do half of one a day? Or is he not full of shit and he's going to go do 15 a day like he says he does, right? So my goal, just to tell all of you, is 18 to 22 every day, 17 days knocking with 1 to 2 days off. I'm trying to get over 200 deals closed. I need 75 deals paid before I come home. And I need to do at least 60 deals a week sold or I'm going to be pissed as a mofo. So I want to be doubling the leaderboard the next 2 weeks on the weekly sales. minimum, right? So that's my goal, and I'm going to try to be out in the field at 10 a.m. and not until dark. I'm taking everything with me. I've got my CamelBak packed. I've already got 2 meat bars, 2 protein bars, vitamins, and a green shake for every day of my 17-day blitz packed and in 1-day increments in my suitcase. So all I need to do is buy gallons of water, fill them up in my CamelBak. I have a little mini cooler and a Yeti ice pack that I'm taking in my suitcase. So I have my cooler with me all day too, because I'm going to be alone. So I'll have a rental car. Maybe you want to do something like that in your backpack otherwise, but I don't even really hardly need to go to the grocery store when I get there. Like I'm going to land Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to wake up. I got everything ready. I got my $1 million vest on. I'm going to make $1 million on one vest by the time I'm done with this safety vest. I've already made 30-40% of that on this one vest, right? So that was a really good $32.95 investment. Okay. So I got my vest, I got my 3 knocking shirts, I got my 2 knocking pants, I got 2 knocking shoes, 1 pair of boots, multiple socks. You know what I'm saying? So like I got 3 hats. I got a camo hat, a company hat. I'm gonna buy a hat of the local football team when I get there. I always get a camo hat with a local football team or baseball team, whatever the biggest pro team is in camo. For the southern states, just get a neutral color if you're in like a Democratic or a Pacific Northwest state. They don't want the camo. But I'm probably gonna go to like Oklahoma, it sounds like. So but that's all laid out. I'm gonna pack it, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get there and I'm just going to be able to pump, right? So in my mindset, in my mind, like this is a little bit of preparation and see how yep, 1 second. It's like I know that I don't even really hardly need to go to the grocery store till like the second day or whatever. I just need water and I'm like ready to rock. I drink decaf coffee. I've already got my decaf coffee ground, taking a pound to get me going, like whatever, like, right? So like when you're going on a blitz, if it's your first time, maybe it's overwhelming because you got to buy some new stuff and whatever, but really you just need the clothes you have and you need your phone and you need like a CamelBak or something to carry your water and your snacks and a phone charger, right? Like you don't need a ton of stuff and you need to get the best. So once you've done this a few times, like you should be showing up to your blitzes with like multiple days of your snacks and vitamins and stuff purchased even at your home grocery, where I can get exactly what I want in a 6-minute run in the grocery total and back in my car instead of driving for 45 minutes during a blitz off to somewhere else, to spend half an hour trying to find the meat bars I don't even like in a store I've never been to, right? So all of this, I've already saved myself like 6 hours of time by just having all this ready before I even go. And if I can do 2 sales an hour, that's going to be 10, 12 more sales on the total blitz right there just from doing my grocery run ahead of time. Right. So all of this, I already know I made like over $1,000 just by spending that time before I leave. So stuff like this is all adding up. So I'm going to basically, that was a little bit of a long thing in the morning. When I get coffee, I ramble, as you guys know, when you're on the morning. In the evening, I'm a little more subdued. But point is I'm going to just tell you everything that's going on. We're going to, follow my journey, full transparency as I go through my thing. I'm probably going to have a super shitty day. I'm going to have a great day, but I'm going to be posting up in the company thread because I want everybody to see this is what I do when whatever, it's supposed to be terrible thunder and lightning storms all weekend. I got my raincoat packed. I got, like, I'm going to keep knocking. Like, I'm not knocking Sunday because it's Easter, which means I'm knocking every other day no matter what happens. I will be out there, period. Okay, so CDOT, what you got for us?
I just wanted to ask if that was a new greenlit area that you're going on a blitz to.
Nope, I'm going to like a third pass area. We had some other folks that were newer in there. They did medium. I'm not even going to tell you where I'm going just because Bryce and Lucas are still deciding between a couple places. But nope, I'm not going to. We do want me to have an unreasonably insane amount of sales, but no, we're not going to overly skew it by putting me in some stupid easy place. I'm going to a place that's not brand new. It's going to have been hit at least once by our guys. And we assume probably once or twice by another company before we got it. And it looks like I'm going to do MentorNet, but we don't know yet. I'll know probably later today because we're going to buy the tickets by the time we decide this afternoon. Nope, I'm not going to a brand new place. It's going to be like a 4th pass total probably, which I love. I've honestly never worked a greenlit place ever that I know of. And I was getting, so many per day anyway. So I figured, fuck, if they put me in a greenlit place, I should be getting 30 a day. Nope. 2nd, 3rd, 4th passes. So
Awesome. Thank you. That's how I feel also.
Yeah, and I think it's great because the first pass still there's people that never saw the mail, they didn't know what the fiber was, like they're still confused. By the second, third pass, everybody knows what's going on. They've started to make an opinion. A few of the neighbors have got it and like it. Maybe one or two got it and something went kooky. But everybody's kind of in this period where they're considering it. They're trying to figure out what is up with that. And so it's a great place to go in. And I get my biggest numbers on that second to fourth pass anyway. Like the very first pass is awesome. It's like a privilege to do the green lit. And yes, you can get an insane amount, but I honestly think the second, third, fourth pass is still better. And then by the fifth, sixth, seventh, it does start to get, they kind of made up their mind.
Yeah, because they're like the Joneses did it.
Right. Yeah. But that second, third, fourth pass area, they don't really know yet. Not enough people did it to really sway them one way or the other. And they're curious enough. Like if you can be the guy that they like, they're going to get it based on they're curious about it. And yeah, their internet does suck 100%. So like they have a lot of reasons to be interested and they haven't had anything happen yet that would make them not interested. So it's a good time to go. I'm expecting to do great numbers. So, Fran, yeah. And yeah, great call. Thanks for coming on that. Yeah. Fran, yes. So like this hat, you know how many times I'm going to wear this hat on the doors? Never, ever, zero. I've worn this hat on the doors, never. I wear a camo hat. In Texas, I went and got a Black Rifle Coffee Company hat. It's like a super Republican coffee company started by vets in Texas. Everybody knows what it is. And they have all of these camo hats with the logo on it. I had one that had an American flag with a camo hat. I had one that had an American flag with an AK-47 on it. Black Rifle Coffee Company on the side. In Texas, you can wear that all day and people love it. Definitely, if you get a new hat, especially a camo hat, do not wear it clean ever. That does not fly. You need to like drive over it a couple times, step on it, jump on it, roll it in the mud, F it all up, smash it, crush the bill, undo it, redo it, like make it look like you've had it for 2 years. You're working in the ditch with it, like you're out here working hard, right? So I definitely wear something like that more than I wear a company hat. Because now if I have like a MetroNet hat, depending on the neighborhood, then I might wear it. If people aren't sure who you're with or what you're doing, or they've had a bunch of door knockers or scammers, I 100% wear the hat of the ISP I'm selling. So people know who I'm with. That can help big time. But I would wear that over a Beyond Pro hat generally, just because it can add confusion of like exactly who are you with or whatever, right? And if you were really on like the tech crew, like the installers, I know some of our installers wear Beyond Pro hats because we actually have cool swag. But like any installers that work for MetroNet or like Fiber First or whatever, most of those guys, they've worked there 5-10 years, or as long as that company existed. They've been doing installs for Comcast before it. They just wear some freaking Megadeth t-shirt and whatever old hat they've been wearing for 5 years. They don't give a rip. They might have their ID badge on them or like in their vest, but those guys are not like all like proper up like a salesperson company swag, right? So I'm a mix of a sales guy and I'm out there on a little bit of like I appear like I'm on straight utility infrastructure, like maybe I need to get in your backyard and get the box right now when I show up at the door. So I just try to look as least like sales as possible with still not like lying, but just like, a camo hat of the local sports team always works in the South, period. And if you get a sports team hat like the Seahawks or something in Seattle, even if they don't like the Seahawks, even if they like the other team, they now think you're local, you live there. They think, especially if it's all messed up. Yeah, I see Nicholas has got a Salt Lake. Salt Lake, Tech. Yeah, exactly. It's anything local like that, because who do you want to buy from? A salesman who came from out of state to make a bunch of money off your neighborhood? Or like the good old boy who's like, a Texas local who's out here helping build America's infrastructure, hooking up the neighbors one at a time. Like, God bless him, Same exact stuff you're doing, but the way they see you is going to make a huge difference. And all these little things you can do that seem very like, whatever, it's my hat. For me, what hat I'm wearing is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge, We went out last year in Seattle and we got everybody Seattle Seahawks hats, like at the gas station. I think they were like $10 at the gas station. We actually went to the mall They were like $30 and they weren't even as good. Gas station for the win, like those big gas stations, like the mega marts, dude. Everybody started doing more instantly. First day we got them. Boom. Team Sparta got 3 bottles of essential oil. Wait until next week. These guys, I'm gonna have trouble keeping up if everybody gets the orange juice. I guarantee, guys, I guarantee Bryce wouldn't even pay me to be on here if I wasn't so sure of this orange juice shit. Like this stuff, it works. Just don't use too much. Just don't use too much. Keep adding it little by little. And then if you get really sweaty about every 3 hours, do a little more, you know. But don't ever do too much. Too little is better than too much. I can't iterate that enough. Otherwise, they're like, dude, oh my God, overwhelming. Like, did you just explode in Orange Street or what happened here? The key with the orange juice is you never want them to notice it happened. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna follow my whole knocking journey. I'm going out to do the best I can, rain or shine, lightning or not, muck boots or whatever. Let's go, right? So, and I have a crazy like aqua colored raincoat. I mean, this thing looks like, you know, ridiculous. But it's like you certainly notice me out there, and I'm definitely don't look like I'm trying to hide. Like, it's like, dude, who's the dude with the freaking neon explosion raincoat out there? Like, you know, I'm coming. But either way, rain or shine, like I'm coming for you. You know. So, you know, and so this goes right, you know, right back into mindset. So for me, being prepared, and I'm a super Virgo, so I'm a little OCD to the point that it can be detrimental. So, you know, I don't expect anybody else to be to the level of madness I am, because whatever was enough, I go like 50 times more, whether it's putting my dishes away or anything. It's a total waste of my time sometimes. But point is, whatever you feel prepared at, be at least that prepared. And if you can even be a little more prepared, like going to a whole blitz or whatever. And if you feel like, dude, I'm not even on a blitz, I just am like going every day forever and there's no end to it, and I feel like I wish I was more prepared. Well, then what I would tell you is what can honestly be the best thing is when your day off comes up, make sure you commit that day to getting everything you need to do to be prepared done. Pay all the bills, make all the calls, catch up with all the bros, do all the laundry, buy all the groceries, fill up the car, whatever, you know, just try to bust it out. When you have all that done and your mind is free of anything you have to remember, then you're going to be a lot better off on the doors, right? Because you want to be able to focus in. The world is gone. The only thing that exists is me in this one house I'm at all day. The other houses in this neighborhood don't even exist. Just me in this house. I certainly don't need to think about stuff I need to do at home, right? So make sure you can get there on levels and levels and levels. You know, honestly, every once in a while it's really terrible and I have to take like 2 days off a week just to catch up. But if I don't do it, I'll get less the rest of the week because all I can think about is my list. So just stay on top of your own life. Do I ever record conversations on the doors on voice memos, or do you have a certain protocol you follow to stay focused? Like do not disturb for the hours you're outside. Clouds, no worries, bro. But thanks for coming in. Good to see you. Have a great day out there. We'll have the recording if you want to come back, of course. So check it out later. You know what? Actually, I do have about 12 recordings on the doors from last year right now, live, 6 minutes to 25 minutes, all closed. Some of them were brutal. Get the F out of here was when they started, turned into 2 gigs with extenders. You know, some of them are just normal, couple of laydowns. There's a little variety. I have thought about, but I'm not sure there was some reason, or I don't know, but like I'm basically going to put those in Learn so that, yeah, you can listen to them. This trip, however, yes, I'm going to be recording a ton of it. And those are all going to be getting dumped into Learn. So, and maybe even a couple I don't close just to even show like what I could have done, but I don't want to leave a single door saying, you know what I could have done. I should do it at the door right there and just close it, right? Try not to leave a door saying, man, if I woulda, if I coulda, right there, if I, you know, it's going to happen. It's just how it goes. That's how we learn, right? But it's a real good feeling when you left the door and you felt like, yeah, I just closed it. And there was like 3 places where I could have, you know, backed down and just lost it. But instead I did what I used to say when I walked away, I wish I woulda. I actually just did it. And now I made the sale, right? Try to leave nothing on the table. So, let's see, mindset, how we doing? Okay. So yeah, that's what's coming up, pretty cool. And I'm certainly, do not disturb. You know how your phone has like, you can go through and like swipe up on an iPhone that has like all the little, like the things that are open, you know? Everything is closed. There's nothing open on my phone. Do not disturb is on. The ringer's even down just in case something went off. The sound is off. Do not disturb is on. The only thing I have open is Sales Rapid and the portal and my rep card. I use my rep card, my e-card. I have 3 things open. That's it. Nothing else. And I might have like the Safari open, maybe to like a page of the TV part of the website of the ISP. So in case someone gets real psycho and needs me to prove that we have TV to sell them the internet, I can just flash them real quick. Hey, this is a page on our website. So you're just going to go through and like pick which TV you want. Boom, boom, boom. No big deal. See, it's like $47. Great. Okay. So assuming the TV's all covered, can we keep going? I'll use it for that real quick, but otherwise 3 things, close everything else. I mean, if you're using like a regrid or something that's part of your thing, like fine, have it open, but don't have your Instagram open. Don't have anything else open. Don't be looking at your text messages. Certainly don't have any notifications coming down from the top of your phone. Worst thing ever, right? You're like, you hand the customer your phone for a welcome call. Right then is when your girlfriend sends you like the half nude, like, oh baby, like whatever, like super not appropriate, right? It's gonna happen eventually. I've had it happen. Or even your bro is like, just sends you like a bunch of like, yo, dude, did you see the fish show last night? That shit was off the hook. Or like, you just don't want that coming down on your phone while the customer's holding it on the welcome call, right? Make sure you're on DND, do not disturb 100% of the time, Then go over and take a 20-minute break, turn it off, check all your stuff, scroll Instagram until your mind forgets what you're doing for a second. That's good. Take a mini vacation. I do that, whatever. Smoke them if you got them, like take it, drink some water, whatever. Then everything back on D&D. If you opened a bunch of apps, close it all out. 3 apps open, go back to the doors, right? So absolutely, 100% focus. The world is gone. Like short of my kid going to the hospital, I am not answering the phone or doing anything for anyone while I'm on the doors. Like one of my guys has a question, probably not going to answer it. I bet you if I don't in 45 minutes, they'll figure it out and text me they figured it out without me. Just focus on your doors. That's your golden time. In 50 years, if you focus on 100 more doors this year and put that money in savings, now you don't have to work again the rest of your life. Like, what's more worth it? Checking Instagram or living off interest from your savings from that 1 year you did fiber? Should be a no-brainer, right? So, okay. What else can we say? So one thing I did is I went through since like January, and I kind of pulled some like favorite kind of like one-liner key concepts out of here. So, I don't know, we could probably expand each one into 5 hours, but like, let me just see if I can give them to you as one-liners and a little bit of stuff to think about when I'm thinking about mindset. Because to me, 100%, I can't get it through enough. The mindset is huge. And, the more you do, like just do stuff that helps your mind that has nothing to do with fiber internet, right? Like going to the gym, that is mindset. Doing yoga, that is mindset. Taking a walk, that is mindset. Eating healthy, that is mindset. Like staying in a good relationship with like your family and your brothers and sisters, or like if your dad's pissed, like take care of it. That is part of mindset. You know what I mean? Like we all have something all the time. There's rarely ever in life do we get to like the end, right? But keep up on maintaining your own life. That is going to allow you to get the mindset more and more refined, more and more acute, and more focused for the fiber internet. And a lot of building mindset for fiber internet is within the realm of I'm thinking about fiber internet, but a lot of what we're doing here is just life. It's just life. And the more you grow as a person, the more you take accountability for your own stuff, the more you do the dishes when you make the dishes, all this kind of stuff builds your mindset. And when you go out to the doors, you feel more empowered, more confident, more like, I know I can do this, more like every single person is signing up with me today. So let's go, right? You have 2 choices. Sign up with me today on Monday or sign up with me today on Tuesday. Like either way, signing up with me today is the only real choice you have here, Like that's how I go to every door. And so along that line is this idea mindset. Whenever you go to like the highest level trainings and you look at the highest level producers or most successful or however you want to quantify that, every single one of them, unshakable positive attitude, doesn't matter what it is, I was on the way to a solar blitz 2023. I was on the way to Katy, Texas for another solar blitz. And I was driving from driving from New Mexico down there to Houston. And I was somewhere between Dallas and Houston. And there was like a football game had gotten out, and it was like Dallas Cowboys v somebody, or I don't know what it was, but the whole highway was just massacre of cars. Everybody was drunk as a skunk, swerving all over. Sure enough, there was like a 2732, some insane multi-car pileup that I was right in the middle of. So pissed. I was like 2 hours from getting to the Blitz house. My car, my nearly brand new Porsche, was completely totaled to like a tin can in a pile. Somehow I was completely unharmed. I just stepped out. I think I was like a chiropractor, like a little neck crack, but like I wasn't even like, and I was between two F-250s. Like, I don't know how I didn't even just straight die. Well, everybody figured I'm out for the Blitz or whatever. I was so far out in the middle of nowhere. There's no Uber to Houston, too far to get an Uber into Houston, too far to get an Uber back. I had my whole car full of all this stuff, right? For, like clothes and whatever. And I was going to be there for like a month and a half. So I brought like, like my tennis rackets and like whatever, right? I had some stuff with me. So it's like, what do I do? So I had to call a friend from Dallas, and I paid her like $200 to just drive her truck 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever through the traffic to get me. And then she lived in Dallas. I didn't want to make her drive all the way to Houston. So I had her drive me back to Dallas to the airport where I rented a car, put all my stuff in the car, and still got to the Blitz house by midnight, woke up the next day and sold more than anybody. They thought I probably just wouldn't even show up, let alone get there and work the next day, let alone outsell everyone the first day. The dude who just got his entire brand new car totaled and should be in an emotional wreck. I don't care. It's just metal. Who gives a crap? We'll buy another one. Actually, the insurance bought me an even cooler one with a nicer interior that I really wanted. So great. Worked out even cooler, right? But like, I didn't let it get to me, and I just went out there and kept selling, right? So no matter what happens to you, if you go out there and the first thing that happens is you get mustard all over your shirt, well, whatever. Be glad you got a vest on. Looks like you're working hard. Make it a joke all day. Like, hope you're not gonna squirt mustard on me if like that last guy over there, if you don't want it. Or whatever. Like, there's a way to turn everything into something that's going to help you. And when you can get that unshakable positive attitude in everything in life, then you're going to do better, because the story is never done. The story is done when you say it's done. And if you end on, I didn't make it, then your story is done on, I didn't make it. And everyone who's the most successful are the people who have failed more times than you've tried. And the key is they didn't stop on failure. They just kept failing and failing and failing worse. And they failed 1,000 times past when most of us stopped and said we're a failure, until they succeeded once. And now everybody for all time calls them the greatest success. And they had hardly any success. An infinitesimal amount of 1,000th of 1,000th of their tries was success. They just kept going until they had one, and then they stopped there, and everybody knows about it. So make sure you go and find your success, because we all have one. We all have massive success, period. I don't think there's a question about it. But do you have the determination to keep failing until you hit it? That is the question. And you need to embrace the failure, love the rain, love it when the Blitz car breaks halfway to the thing and there's no way to get there. Love it when everything is completely screwed because you don't care and you're going to just outsell everybody anyway. Watch this, And so when you can get that kind of attitude, then it really doesn't matter what happens, because I'm going to keep going and just do the best I can do. And whether the best you can do today is 1 or 2 a day, awesome, do it. And if the best you can do is 10 a day, do it, but you're going to do it faster, easier, and happier with that unshakable positive attitude, period. So, and every time you allow a little bit of anything that's not that to creep in, that is going to turn the potency of your ability to sell down as your mind wanders onto all those little variables. Right? So we can turn up the potency, turn up the mindset, and boom, 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 come in with a lot of confidence, assuming the sale. We're going to get it done. So that unshakable positive attitude, more than anything, if even out of we'll probably do mindset next week again, and just other random, how did I run my terrain? I'll probably start showing you guys my sales rabbit of exactly where did I go and what happened, and this is what my neighborhood looks like and stuff. But out of everything, unshakable positive attitude, that is the ultimate winning solution. So whatever you need to do to continually get more there for yourself, do that, and nothing else I say matters. That will get you to arrive at the place you've always wanted to be. unshakable positive attitude. Cool. Now here's something I brought up before. Let's move on to another fun little one off topic. The red car theory, right? Any of you that have left the house already this morning, do you think you saw a red car somewhere on the road? Did you pass any red cars, or one was parked over there in the parking lot? I see Nick saying yes, he probably saw a red car when he drove, right? Okay, so, and then if I said, well, how many red cars did you see today exactly when you went out and drove the first time? No one knows, right? You weren't counting, right? So that's like opportunities. Those are like 2 gig sales in your neighborhood. Like how many 2 gig sales in your, were there any 2 gig sales in your neighborhood today when you drove through it in the morning? Well, I don't know, probably, yeah, some. Okay, well, exactly how many? Well, I don't know, I didn't count, right? Well, if I said, hey, I'll give you $15 for every red car you see tomorrow, or $50 for every red car, but only if you count every single one you see total and give me the exact number, you think you'd pay way more attention tomorrow to how many red cars you see around as you drive around? Heck yeah, you could be into like $1,000 by the end of the day or more, right? Same thing. Success opportunities in life, not just in the internet sales, but in all of your life, they're like red cars. They're going by all day. They're parked over here waiting on you to come check it out. They're driving right up. They're just blowing right by. There's no lack of opportunity. There's no lack of resources for us to live our lives. Resourcefulness, awareness of the resources, and then actually utilizing them in our favor and leveraging them even more so, multiple of them at a time, right? That gets us to success. So know that if we're having, a day that's less successful, unsuccessful than we than we wished, it's generally not because there's a lack of opportunity sitting in the neighborhood. It's generally because we need to take a break, do some jumping jacks, do whatever you got to do. I like to beat my chest and growl like a gorilla, and like rub my face like crazy, and then I feel like I've somehow come out of a portal and I can start over again. Get your mind on, rearrange your mind, get a little game changer, and then go start again. And you'll realize this neighborhood was gold. I was just in a bad attitude, right? And don't let yourself keep going if you're not in that unshakable positive attitude. Go rearrange yourself, because there's a tons of yeses that are going to say maybe and no when you're not 100% sure they're doing this. They're going to wait and see, like, oh, he didn't seem to think we had to do it, so I will wait. If you come up like you're doing this, at least you're pushing the arrow that way. If you're not pushing the arrow that way, you're going to allow them to push it any way they want. And who knows where that is? Usually not, let's sign up on 2 gig for tomorrow, right? Okay? So red car theory, stay aware of what's going on, like look for the opportunity and make sure you can capitalize on it when you get it. We don't have time for all these things, which is great because we'll just keep going next week. But a couple other nice little one-liners from the retreat, from Brian Parsley. Got to remember, other people's opinion of you does not pay your bills. So do what you need to do. It's up to you. Here's another one we got from Nick B, who makes all of our swag. There's a reason that the in your car, the rear view mirror is like way smaller than the windshield. It's because you're supposed to be looking forward most of the time to drive, right? And you occasionally glance up to look back. With that positive mindset and the unshakable attitude, you're looking forward all day. I can't wait to get this one sold at 2 gigs so I can get to the next guy and help these guys out. They're waiting on me. God, I got to get over there. That kind of attitude versus, man, that last guy 3 doors ago is still really bringing me down. And he said he didn't like our routers. And so now I'm not even sure if this is a good system. And blah, 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 you like let him get you on a whole tangent. Screw that, dude. He doesn't like our routers. He probably doesn't even know what an effing router is. He's probably talking about his microwave. People ask me if this is for they're like, oh, the internet. Yeah, so this is for like the mail or something. They have no idea. People don't even know what the internet is, right? For all we know, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Now you're going to let it lose you 3 sales in a row? No way. You hit his sidewalk. Some do, some don't, some will, some won't. Good luck, buddy. I don't know what you're going to do, but I don't really care because you're not doing it with me today. I've already actually taken you off my list. I've even had people come back and say, no, you know what? We talked to them. Now we want to do it. And I've been maybe too high and holy and said, you know what? You told me no. I've already taken you off. So we're just going to set yours to, to stay on standby for now when we come through. We already missed you for next week. I'm so sorry. You'll have to call in once we're charging. And I won't sign them up. Too bad. Maybe that's high and righteous. But the point is they're going to call the neighbors and they're going to say, dude, he didn't sign me up. We missed the cut. And then people are going to realize, shit, I got to do it today, or he can't sign me up. Once I say no, I'm out. I'm off. There's no going back with this guy. He's here to do it, like he said. And if I don't, he's not lying. You can't just go sign up with him later. I'm out. I'm booted. I'm not even getting it. You know, realistically, I might like text him in a few days. Hey, guess what? We had somebody cancel. I can get you on. Well, I'll play hardball. I'm in charge. Ball's in my court. I hold the mic. You don't tell me what to do. I own your neighborhood. I own your internet, and I'm hooking it up to your house. So you can just do what I say, or you would get nothing from me. And I'm going to leave, and you're done. And we're not coming back over here. I just told you that. Period. Right? And, you know, when you're starting, it's hard to have that much assertiveness, right? I understand maybe you're building up to that. I'm very assertive out there. Like, you don't really want to challenge me because you're just going to lose, right? So, but if you're starting out, no, I've been doing this for 23 years, guys. This is not my first rodeo. So, like, keep going. This can be your whole career. You can make more than all the doctors and dentists and whatever, if that's your goal. Whatever you need from this, you can get it from door to door, but just keep building wherever you're at. You know, just keep building. I will keep showing you what I do, but keep building where you're at. And everybody has their own style. My style will never be your style. Guys come with a whole other totally less aggressive approach and do just as good. You know, but you need to be assertive and confident, and you need to stay there through multiple no's, through multiple failures within every door until you outlast them and get that yes. End on yes, close the deal, and move on, whether it's at the door or in your whole life. Right? So, oh my gosh, I love this kind of stuff, if you can't tell. I'll leave you with this. We got so many things. I brought this up when we were talking about objections. Last little tidbit, and let's close this thing down. I said at the beginning of the objections, like, you know, do you really even believe there are objections? Like, what is your level of belief in the like in the quality of the product of fiber internet, you know, in the value of fiber internet versus coaxial internet. So, you know, we talked about smoke screen objections, and we talked about like when they're actually just asking a question because they want it, but you're like think it's an objection, and how to realize the difference. But for me, part of my mindset when I hit that neighborhood, I truly don't believe in my soul after having, I was at 3 or 4 Airbnbs last year in Texas, where I was there for like 2 months, and we got the owners to let us put the fiber in. So we had the coax, we speed tested it, we did the fiber, we did the side by side, we switched them to fiber. Like, I've seen the whole thing so many times through. I've sold over 1,000 counts paid. Like, I know it works. There's no question in my mind about, is this a product or is this some whatever, right? This is good stuff. So like, I'm going out there with the opinion that there are no legitimate objections, period. The only legitimate objections that I will believe in my soul are not you just straight lying to me for lack of the ability to make a decision or have enough information. And if you can't do those two things, that's my fault. I'm supposed to extract your objections out of you, overcome them, and give you the information so we can do it now. If I haven't done that, I didn't do my job. There's no legitimate objection to not sign up for a free $3,000 of stuff that stays on your house forever so you can get better, faster services of something that in the next many years you will have to get just because of the nature of the way things change in the world. There's no legitimate objection, period, in my opinion, unless it's that you're literally moving your whole family out of the country in the next 7 weeks or less and you're never coming back. And you're not selling your house because you'd want to do it if you were selling your house because it raises the value, and whoever comes is going to want the fiber internet. And if you had your house and your neighbor's house and theirs has fiber and yours doesn't, even though it only takes a day to hook it up in an hour, the inconvenience of doing it, they might just buy your neighbor's house. So if you're selling your house, that's never an objection. That's 100%. We need to do it right now. Call your real estate agent and ask. They're going to agree it's a massive selling point, and we should put it in while we're doing it for free. So you sell it with the fiber. End of story. No other options. It's always the best idea if you're selling your house, period. So either they're moving out of the country forever, or they're literally already packed and they're moving to another state, and they don't even, and it's into a city with a provider that Beyond Pro can't sell for, so you still couldn't even call it in and have the office sign them up and like work some deal out and get them done, right? Like, and we sell for every ISP. So that's basically, so unless they're moving out of the country, or they have spiritually chosen to never use internet again, I don't believe any objection. I will keep going forever until I have people say, what part of no or not interested don't you understand? I'll say, honestly, the whole thing, because everything you're saying doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm still here. Did I not explain it? I'm happy to go back to the beginning and start over. I wait until they get so pissed at me, they're telling me what part of no don't I understand in a pissed off voice. And then I just say like the whole thing. Like, I don't think you even understood what I'm talking about. These guys over here, we're doing Tuesday, right? Okay, so all we're trying to do, let me just start over. And I'll start all the way over until they eventually just slam on the door in my face. But I believe they are lying to my face no matter what they tell me. So that allows me to withstand them, to go through all of their crap, because I don't even have to listen to it, because none of it even makes sense. And I just wait for them to whine like a kindergartner about how they forgot their toy today. And then when they're finally done, then I just guide them through what I was going to do anyway, right? So, you know, that's like a lot of what we've gone over, objections, all this in one. But the mindset is that there's nothing you can tell me, person, guy, lady, whoever answers the door, that I'm going to really believe is the reason you shouldn't get this internet today. I'm here to sign you up. No one else is coming to save you. And essentially, if we don't do it now, you're just going to be getting overcharged for poor service for the rest of the year. And that doesn't make any sense to me either. So, because instead of also saying, you know, like Brian said, instead of saying, I'm going to save you so much money, you're going to be overcharged. So I'm going out there with this energy also in service, as I say every week, go in service. We're actually helping people. And if we don't help them, they will be erroneously overcharged by their Kovacs company for poor value service for the rest of the year, to the tune of usually well over $1,000 that they probably needed for something much more important than crappy internet. Case in point, right? So guys, I'm going to end there, but go in service. Know that we're doing something great. Go out there expecting everyone to want it and get them helped. If they say they don't want it and they have a million objections, know that honestly, they're not true. They're just whining about stuff and emotions they hadn't processed from what they thought about it last year. And once they get all that crap out and come back to zero, our offer is insanely good. And most of those people are going to say yes if you can simply allow them to go through their thing, outlast them, and wait for the yes. Okay, so wait for the yes. And have that unshakable positive attitude that at the end of their little mini thunderstorm, there's going to be a rainbow, which is when I'm going to sign them up for the 2 gig real quick. Okay. So I'm going to leave it on that. The homework is the same. Get orange juice and tell me if that stuff is still working as good as it was last year, or if people can't smell anything anymore. So, and remember, the neighbors have not been at home practicing how to give us objections, but we have been practicing how to overcome them. So let's get better this week than last week and go show everybody who's boss, namely ourselves. Whatever your PR is, your personal record on the doors, like let's go bigger. Mine is 26 in a day, which I've done a bunch of times. So I'm going for 30 in a day on this 17-day run, at least one of the days. So we'll see what I can do. That's only 2 an hour for a 12-hour, like 9 to 9, 12 hours, 2 an hour. Just to say I work 11 hours with a 1 hour, half-hour breaks and just push. 11 hours, 2 an hour, that's 22. 3 an hour would be 33. So if I can do 2.5 an hour, which for me is a good average, and then I can push 3 or 4 an hour between 5 and 8 on a couple of those, which is very typical for me, just every 15 minutes, you know, we'll see how long these welcome calls take. 30 a day could happen, but I'm certainly looking to break my PR and at least hit 27 on this thing. So I'm hoping you guys will encourage me out there a little bit too, because you know that helps, and I'll be blowing up the thread, encouraging everybody else. But next 2 weeks, guys, let's turn the volume up. Let's blow everybody's minds. Like we did 300 and whatever it was for the company that one day. Let's do like 600 in a day. You know, like let's go. Like we can do it. We can totally do it. And if we all go out and say, dude, I'm just going to crush today. I've only ever gotten 3 in a day. I'm going to get 6 today, and everyone's saying yes. That's the only thing I'm going to accept. Let's go. You're going to freaking do it. You're going to do it. All right, guys. Everybody have a great week. Thanks for getting on. If anybody's got questions, comments, anything before we wrap up, I'm gonna stop the recording. Actually, I'll leave it on in case we get a great question, but otherwise I'm gonna go ahead and pull out and let's get to it. Nope. All right. Love it. Love you guys. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next week.